working at MISA in Namibia, now works as an independent media development consultant. He's also the chairperson of the Trust Fund Board of the Media Institute of Southern Africa. Mr. Chipare.
Good morning. Dr. Salim Patat, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Commissioner China, and the Special Rapporteur for the UN Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression and the Right to Opinion, and the Assistant Director General of Communication at UNESCO, Ambassador Kathleen, and my friend, I don't seem to see it, but I wanted to recognize the African Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression and the Right to Information, Advocate Pansy Takula, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, and fellow freedom of expression activists. It is with pleasure that I address you this morning and talk to you about your visit to this place and not to Windhoek. Because this is the occasion where we come together for the Pan-African Conference on Access to Information, and of course to Highway Africa, the joint session that we are all together. The Pan-African Conference on Access to Information will bring together many more people than are in this room, as the campaign is ongoing under the Access to Information portal, and also the campaign that runs with it. It is important that all of you who have not yet join, and the website is windhoek20.org, because we need all of you to join this campaign, because access to information is a human right, and it is more important for Africa. And I'm sure you are aware, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends, that it is a process that MISA started a long time ago, as you heard from Zoe earlier on. More than 10 years ago, we've been campaigning for access to information. In fact, we created a program for the campaign for access to information. And of course, you are aware that it is now 20 years since the Windhoek Declaration on Press Freedom. But unfortunately, access to information is still largely considered a media issue rather than a citizen issue. And for that, I think we need to do more so that our citizens can have access to information. As you know, information is very important for decision making, and therefore it is the right for every citizen that they have access to information for them to make decisions that affect their lives. MISA would like to take this opportunity to thank all the groups, particularly the working group, for their support and the unwavering support in this process, with many meetings that have been held in the process of coming to where we are now. But we also want to thank, through the guidance of Professor Guy Berger, the convener of this conference, and the many partners and sponsors that have worked with us on this, that will continue the process, and especially to recognize the particular support that we have received from the African Commission. And we want to thank Commissioner Joyner for joining us. And especially the fact that we have had this memorandum of understanding, and that going forward we hope that we will be able to have this campaign change into a declaration that will be used going forward for all African countries to have access to information provisions in their laws, in their constitution, and working arrangements for ensuring that this happens at the grassroots level in terms of citizens accessing information. It is not possible to enjoy freedom of expression without having access to information. However, access to information affects many rights, for example, the right to health, to education, the right to public participation, and in addition, it is necessary for economic development. And the negative impacts on areas such as investment and employment are all there for everyone to see. When taking into account, it's important, it is unfortunate that only 10 countries in Africa currently have access to information or freedom of information legislation. However, although Africa lags behind with regard to freedom of information laws, it is encouraging to see the number of countries which only this year enacted freedom of information laws. In addition to this, I think we need only to look at some of our distinguished guests in this room, and during the conference, we have come to this meeting and acknowledge that there is significant strides that are taking place, as I already mentioned, with the African Commission, the African Union Commission joining us, UNESCO being part of this process, and of course, we note with the government ministers present here, representatives of embassies and NGOs, universities, libraries, media organizations, editors, journalists, and many others who have come, that there is a significant build-up and momentum building towards this process of coming up with access to information in respect for our continent. We want to thank all of you for coming and all of you for taking part, and hope that you take this process even further beyond just coming to this conference, because we need to build the momentum that will help us to ensure that in the end we will have this declaration being adopted and being used going forward. Nothing can be achieved without unity, and hope that all present here today will continue campaigning with energy and passion, along with MISA and the other APAI working group members, to achieve access to information in Africa. It is my fervent hope that we will ultimately achieve a regional declaration setting out the basic principles of access to information, supported and adopted at the AU and the UN levels, that will see the number of countries with access to information legislation increase significantly, and that ultimately we see governments and the citizens working together to achieve a more equitable society where public information is accessible to all. It is with this last sentiment that I welcome you all, and on behalf of MISA, to the Pan-African Conference on Access to Information, and I urge you to participate fully and to take with you the lessons and experiences that we shared during this week, but most importantly, for you to go back and campaign for this declaration. I thank you.